Let's dive into an exciting story. America's love affair with cars. Imagine this. It's as thrilling as the cars themselves, filled with innovation, incredible styles, and that raw power that's made engines roar for generations, capturing the hearts of people everywhere. From the early days when cars were known as horseless carriages, to the era where powerful muscle cars ruled the streets, American automakers have always found ways to amaze us. They didn't just create cars, they kept reinventing the industry, winning people's admiration time and again. And beyond the iconic models everyone knows, there's a hidden world, a treasure trove of rare and quirky vehicles that are just as fun as they are impressive, ones that few people have ever seen. These cars stand out not just because they're incredibly rare, but because of their quirky features, bold designs, or simply because they were produced in such limited numbers that most people don't even know they exist. Today, we're embarking on an exciting journey through automotive history, uncovering 20 of the rarest American cars, vehicles so unique you might not even believe they exist. Number 1. 1934 LaSalle Series 350. In 1934, General Motors introduced the newly redesigned LaSalle Series 350, bringing a major upgrade to this luxury car, which sat between Cadillac's prestige and Oldsmobile's affordability in GM's lineup. Since it shared a platform with Buick and Oldsmobile models, the LaSalle benefited from efficient production methods, making it even more popular. The year 1934 was a big deal for LaSalle, with sales doubling thanks to its stylish redesign and modern features. It came equipped with a powerful 240 cubic inch L-head inline 8-cylinder engine, the same used in Oldsmobile models, delivering 95 horsepower for a fun and lively driving experience. What really made LaSalle stand out from Cadillac was its groundbreaking innovations. It was the first GM car to have hydraulic brakes and a cutting-edge independent front suspension system. These advancements showed how LaSalle was all about being ahead of the curve, offering more safety and comfort for drivers. The 1934 LaSalle Series 350 convertible coupe wasn't just a luxury car. It was a symbol of forward-thinking engineering, making it a top choice for drivers who wanted both style and performance in their ride. Number 2. 1933 Chrysler CL Imperial Dual Cal Phaeton. The 1933 Chrysler CL Imperial Dual Cal Phaeton was the ultimate example of luxury in Chrysler's lineup. It wasn't just any car. It was a true statement of elegance and sophistication, following in the footsteps of the famous 1931 Series GG Imperial. Under its long hood, this model was powered by a massive 384 cubic inch inline 8-cylinder engine, a big upgrade from the previous 6-cylinder version. This engine didn't just provide serious power, it also showed Chrysler's dedication to making cars that were both powerful and luxurious. What really made the CL Imperial stand out was its stunning LeBaron dual cowl Phaeton body, designed by Ralph Roberts, a master coach builder. Roberts's tweaks gave the car an even longer, sleeker look, turning it into a head-turner wherever it went. But the CL Imperial Dual Cal Phaeton wasn't just about power and looks. It was a symbol of the dreams and achievements of the wealthy during that era. Owning a car like this was a way of showing off great taste and an appreciation for quality and beautifully crafted design. In short, the 1933 Chrysler CL Imperial Dual Cal Phaeton wasn't just a fancy car. It was a work of art on wheels, blending power, luxury, and timeless design. Even today, it's admired by car enthusiasts and historians, showcasing Chrysler's commitment to excellence and innovation during the golden age of automotive design. Number 3. 1930s Cadillac V16 Aerodynamic Coupe. The Cadillac V16 Aerodynamic Coupe, produced between 1930 and 1940, was the ultimate symbol of luxury that Cadillac offered during that time. Just imagine. It was the first American car to feature a V16 engine, instantly making it a sign of exclusivity and extravagance. And the price? Pretty steep, but that was because each car was crafted with incredible attention to detail. There was no mass production here. Every Cadillac V16 was customized to match the owner's taste, with a specially built chassis to ensure unmatched comfort and performance. Even though it was produced for 11 years, only 4,076 Cadillac V16s were ever made, and most of them were sold to eager buyers before the Great Depression hit. The V16 engine was a marvel for its time, amazingly quiet, yet powerful. This engine could push the sleek, aerodynamic coupe to an impressive top speed of 100 miles per hour. That was something incredible for the 1930s. These historic cars are not only shining examples of advanced engineering, but they also take us on a fascinating journey through automotive history. They highlight a time when luxury and craftsmanship came together to create truly exceptional vehicles. These weren't just cars that got you from point A to point B, they did so with unmatched style, showcasing the best of modern innovation and elegance. Number 4. 1963 Chevrolet Impala. The 1963 Chevrolet Impala was an incredibly cool car that rolled out during Chevrolet's third redesign of the Impala series, which took place from 1961 to 1964. What made this car truly special were the fantastic engine options it offered, giving drivers a bunch of exciting choices to fit their style. One of the standout options was the powerful 409 cubic inch V8 engine, which is about 6.7 liters in metric measurement. This engine came in different power levels, ranging from 340 horsepower all the way up to an amazing 425 horsepower. For those who loved speed and wanted to feel the rush of the road, the 425 horsepower version of the Impala's 409 V8 was especially popular. Just imagine how thrilling it would be to drive a car with that much power. But it wasn't just about the engine. The 1963 Impala was also designed to turn heads with its sleek and stylish appearance. It had long, graceful lines that flowed beautifully from front to back, along with a distinctive front grille that made it look unique and sporty. With its robust 425 horsepower, the 1963 Impala earned a reputation as a real powerhouse of its era. It wasn't just another car on the road. It was a true legend that captured the imagination of drivers everywhere. People loved the combination of its powerful performance and striking looks. Whether you were cruising down the highway or parked at a car show, the Impala was a car that made a statement and brought smiles to everyone who saw it. Number 5. 1963 Chevrolet Corvette Coupe. The 1963 Chevrolet Corvette Coupe was an amazing car that really stood out, especially because of its cool split rear windows, something you could only find on that model year. This unique feature gave the car a look that was unforgettable and has become a symbol of classic car style. But it wasn't just about looks. Under its sleek body, the '63 Corvette Coupe had a super exciting option: a fuel-injected V8 engine. This engine was a small block with 327 cubic inches of power, which is about 5.4 liters. Can you believe that this powerhouse could produce 360 horsepower? That made it one of the fastest sports cars of its time. The engine was famous for its ability to rev up high and deliver power smoothly, giving drivers the thrilling performance they loved. With its eye-catching rear window design and powerful engine, the 1963 Corvette Coupe really was a true superstar. It not only turned heads wherever it went, but it also excited drivers with its amazing speed and performance. That's why it's still a favorite among sports car fans today. Number 6. 1961 Lincoln Continental. In 1961, the Lincoln Continental made a big splash in the world of luxury cars with its cool design and top-notch quality. This car was made just for that model year, and it came packed with exciting new features under its shiny exterior. One of the most impressive things about the Continental was its powerful 430 cubic inch engine, which is about 7 liters. People loved this engine because it was super reliable and had plenty of power. While it didn't set records for horsepower, it produced around 300 horsepower, it provided a smooth and refined ride that matched the car's fancy style. The Continental was all about creating a classy driving experience, perfect for those leisurely drives where looking good was more important than going super fast. It focused on delivering smooth power, which made it feel luxurious and enjoyable to drive. That's why it became a favorite for drivers who wanted both style and a comfortable ride. Number 7. 1959 Buick Electra 225 convertible. The 1959 Buick Electra 225 convertible burst onto the scene during a cool time in car design, specifically from 1959 to 1960. As cars were shifting from the flashy style of the 1950s to the sleeker looks of the early 1960s, the Electra 225 really stood out with its unique features and strong performance. At the heart of this beauty was a powerful 401 cubic inch nailhead V8 engine. This engine could deliver an impressive 325 horsepower and 445 pound-feet of torque. It even had a 4-barrel carburetor, which meant it could really zoom, especially when you were cruising with the top down and feeling the wind in your hair. The Electra 225 looked super cool too. It had a sweeping front end and bold body lines, plus those iconic tail fins that gave it a fun twist. The shiny trim on the bumpers, grille, and lights made it look extra fancy, so it definitely turned heads on the road. Inside, the Electra 225 was all about luxury. It had a plush red leather interior with comfy bucket seats that felt like sitting on a cloud. Plus, it came with cool features like a Sonomatic AM radio and air conditioning to keep you cool on hot days. The power windows and front bench seat made it easy to adjust everything for a smooth and enjoyable ride. It was truly a car that combined style, power, and comfort. Number 8. 1957 Ford Fairlane 500 Skyliner. The 1957 Ford Fairlane 500 Skyliner is an incredible car that really shows off what was cool about cars back then. Produced from 1957 to 1959, it had a super special feature, a retractable hardtop. This amazing hideaway hardtop could turn the coupe into a convertible with just the push of a button. How cool is that? But that's not all. Under its stylish outside, the 57 Skyliner had some awesome engine options, starting with a strong V8 as the base model. If you wanted something even more exciting, you could choose the powerful Thunderbird Special 312 cubic inch V8 engine. This engine could deliver about 245 horsepower, making it super fun to drive with a lively acceleration. With an automatic transmission, the Skyliner made driving easy and smooth. Whether you were cruising down the highway or driving through the city, its combination of power and convenience made every ride enjoyable and stress-free. The 1957 Ford Fairlane 500 Skyliner was truly a fun and innovative car that any driver would love. Number 9. 1931 Rio Royal D8. The 1931 Rio Royal D8 was a car that really turned heads wherever it went. People loved it for its stylish look and unique design. Back then, cars were just as much about being beautiful as they were about how well they ran, and the Royal 8 was a perfect example of that. The talented Amos Northup, who was the chief body designer at Murray Corporations of America, came up with its amazing features. He designed elegant curved fenders and a cool V-shaped grille that gave the Royal D8 a grand appearance, making it stand out from other fancy cars of the time. When it came to performance, the Royal 8 was impressive too. It had a smooth straight-8 engine that was 358 cubic inches big, and it produced 125 horsepower. That power meant this car could zoom along at an awesome top speed of 90 miles per hour. The Rio Royal 8 wasn't just a luxury car. It was a true symbol of elegance and smart engineering, offering both style and power to everyone lucky enough to drive it. What a fantastic ride. Number 10. 1963 Studebaker Avanti. The 1963 Studebaker Avanti was an amazing car that really stood out. Made by the Studebaker Corporation from June 1962 to December 1963, This car had a super cool and futuristic design created by a talented team led by Raymond Loewy. Its body was made from lightweight fiberglass, and it sat on a special modified frame from the Studebaker Lark, which made it not just stylish, but also really different from other cars. Under the hood, the Avanti packed a powerful 289 cubic inch V8 engine that gave it a great performance. If you wanted even more excitement, there was an optional Paxton supercharger that could boost the power and make driving even more thrilling. The standard Avanti engine could produce 240 horsepower, but if you chose the supercharged R3 version, it took the power up to an amazing level. The Avanti wasn't just a car, it was a bold statement about design and engineering. With its unique style and awesome performance options, driving the Avanti felt like a true adventure. Number 11. 1964 Chevrolet Corvair Monza Spider. The 1964 Chevrolet Corvair Monza Spider was a super cool car that really stood out from the crowd. What made it extra special was its unique and powerful engine. While most Corvair models had regular engines, the Monza Spider came with a turbocharged engine. This means it had a nifty gadget that boosted its power, making it even faster and more exciting to drive. Let's talk about that engine. It was 145 cubic inches big, and it was a true marvel of engineering. The designers used a mix of lightweight aluminum for the case and heads, which helped keep the car light, and sturdy cast iron for the cylinders, making it strong. Because of the turbocharger, this engine could produce an impressive 150 horsepower. That's a lot of power for a car that was so light, and it meant the Monza Spider could zoom around with ease. Now let's get to the fun part, driving it. Buyers of the Monza Spider could choose how they wanted to drive. They could pick between a 3-speed manual transmission or a 4-speed manual transmission. This choice meant that drivers could really feel in control of this spirited and nimble machine, making every trip a thrilling adventure. Picture yourself behind the wheel, feeling the rush as you press down on the gas pedal. The turbocharged engine roars to life, and the lightweight chassis allows you to zip around corners and cruise down the highway with a smile. The Corvair Monza Spider wasn't just a car. It was like a little rocket on wheels, ready to take you on an exciting journey every time you hit the road. Number 12. 1965 Pontiac GTO. In the mid-1960s, Pontiac rolled out the amazing GTO, a car that quickly became a favorite among car lovers everywhere. The 1965 model was part of the very first generation of GTOs, which started in 1964 and wrapped up in 1967. This year was super exciting because it was the second time the GTO was made, and it was earning a big reputation as a performance powerhouse. Now let's peek under the hood. The 1965 GTO was powered by a huge 389 cubic inch V8 engine, but what made it really special was its tri-power setup, which means it had 3 two-barrel carburetors working together to make the car even faster. With about 355 horsepower, depending on which version you had, this engine could zoom from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just over 6 seconds. That was super impressive back then, and showed everyone that the GTO was a true muscle car legend. Imagine yourself behind the wheel, feeling the roar of that powerful engine as you hit the gas and take off. The GTO was not just a car, it was an exciting ride that made every trip feel like an adventure. No wonder it captured the hearts of so many. Number 13. 1966 Oldsmobile Toronado. The 1966 Oldsmobile Toronado made a spectacular entrance into the car world, quickly becoming a legend and staying in production until 1970. What's super exciting about the Toronado is that it was the first front-wheel drive car made in the USA since the Cord 810, which was a huge milestone for American car manufacturing. It was like a breath of fresh air in a sea of traditional cars. Now, let's dive under the hood and see what made this car so special. The Toronado was powered by a roaring 375 horsepower V8 engine, which gave it an edge over its competitors. But it wasn't just about having power. This car was all about amazing performance. One of the coolest things about the Toronado was its innovative design that used GM's turbo-hydromatic transmission in a unique way. This meant that the front wheels did all the work, making it different from most luxury cars of that time, which usually had rear-wheel drive. Imagine driving down the highway in this beauty, feeling the engine purring smoothly beneath you. The 375 horsepower engine didn't just provide raw power. It delivered a thrilling and exhilarating driving experience that made every journey feel like an adventure. The combination of its powerful engine and front-wheel drive design made the Toronado stand out like a star among other cars, and it quickly gained a reputation as a revolutionary vehicle in the automotive world. People loved how it looked too. The Toronado had a sleek and stylish design that caught everyone's eye. With its bold lines and luxurious interior, it was not just a car, it was a statement. Whether you were cruising around town or hitting the open road, the Toronado was all about making an impression. In the end, the 1966 Oldsmobile Toronado was more than just a car. It was a game changer. It blended power, style, and innovation in a way that no one had seen before. As it drove off into history, it paved the way for future cars, showing everyone just how exciting and different automobiles could be. So, if you ever see one of these incredible machines, know that you're looking at a piece of automotive history that transformed the way we think about cars. Number 14. 1968 AMC AMX. The 1968 AMC AMX is like a shining star in the world of classic cars. Imagine this. Only 15,000 of these fantastic vehicles were made between 1968 and 1969, which makes them super special and really sought after by collectors. When you see one of these cars, it's like spotting a rare Pokemon. What makes the AMX so exciting? Well, it was designed with performance in mind, which means it was built for speed and fun. Under its sleek hood, it had a powerful V8 engine that roared like a lion when you stepped on the gas. The interior was sporty too, featuring 2 cozy bucket seats that hugged you while you zoomed down the road. It felt like a race car inside, perfect for anyone who loves adventure. Now, let's talk about the dashboard. It was filled with cool round gauges that looked super stylish. One of them was a tachometer, which is a fancy word for a gauge that shows how fast the engine is spinning. It could reach up to 8,000 revolutions per minute, but you'd want to keep it around 5,000 to stay safe. That's like knowing how to ride your bike really fast, but making sure to slow down when you go around turns. Under the hood, the AMX had 3 different versions of its Gen 2 V8 engine, each one ready to give you an amazing driving experience. The base model came with a 290 cubic inch V8 engine, which is a big engine that helps the car go fast. It also had a 4-barrel carburetor, a special part that helped the engine breathe better and gave it even more power. Imagine having a big, strong friend cheering you on while you run. All these features, its stunning design, roaring engine, and thrilling performance, made the AMX a real standout of its time. It was not just a car, it was a symbol of fun and adventure, leaving behind a legacy that still excites car lovers today. So, if you ever spot one of these beauties on the road, you'll know you're looking at a piece of history. Number 15, 1949, Oldsmobile 88. The 1949 Oldsmobile 88 was like a superhero in the car world when it zoomed onto the scene, taking over from the older 78 model. This cool car was made until 1953 and quickly became famous for its amazing speed and power. What made it really special was its Rocket V8 engine, which was a fantastic piece of engineering that packed a punch with a whopping 5 liters of power. This powerful engine could roar with 135 horsepower and 263 foot-pounds of torque, making it super fast on the roads. Imagine racing down the street, feeling the wind in your hair, and knowing you have one of the most powerful engines around. Pretty awesome, right? The Oldsmobile 88 didn't just shine in speed, it was also really fun to drive. It had a 4-speed automatic hydromatic transmission, which helped it zoom off the starting line and glide smoothly on the highway. This combination of a powerful engine and smooth driving made the 88 a legendary classic, beloved by car fans everywhere. So, when you hear about this cool car, just think of it as a fantastic ride that changed the game for cars forever. Number 16, 1969, Dodge Charger. The 1969 Dodge Charger was like a superstar in the car world, following the awesome redesign that came out in 1968. Even though not much changed for this model, the Charger still had some cool engine choices for everyone. Believe it or not, the base model came with a 225 cubic inch slant 6 engine that made 145 horsepower. That might not sound like a lot for such a famous muscle car, and that's because only about 500 of these Chargers were made with that engine, making them super rare. But if you were someone who really wanted to feel the power, the Charger had a fantastic road track model. This one had a huge 440 cubic inch Magnum V8 engine, roaring out an impressive 375 horsepower. And for the ultimate thrill, there was the legendary 426 cubic inch Street Hemi engine, which packed a mind-blowing 425 horsepower. That meant you could choose just how fast and powerful you wanted your Charger to be. When it came to shifting gears, you could pick between a 4-speed manual or the super smooth Torque Flight automatic. The Charger RT model, which usually came with the automatic, also sported Dodge's cool bumblebee stripes, making it look really tough and unmistakable on the road. So whether you wanted something more chill or a roaring beast, the 1969 Dodge Charger had you covered. Number 17, 1969, Pontiac Firebird Trans Am. The 1969 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am zoomed onto the scene like a superhero of the car world, ready to grab everyone's attention with its awesome upgrades and eye-catching style. While it held on to some features from the earlier 1967 and 1968 Firebirds, this version really took things up a notch with a bolder, more aggressive look that made it impossible to ignore. It was the final model of the first generation of Firebirds, but it was so popular that they kept making it into early 1970, securing its status as a legendary car from that era. What really made the Trans Am special was its powerful engine, the Ram Air 3. This beast of an engine was a big 6.5-liter V8 that could produce an impressive 335 horsepower. That means it had a ton of power, even without needing a turbocharger. And with a peak torque of 583 Newton meters, this car could really take off when you press the gas pedal. Imagine feeling the rush as you zip down the road, knowing you were behind the wheel of something truly special. The Trans Am wasn't just about power. It was a complete package. It featured a sporty design with bold lines, a muscular stance, and an unmistakable presence that made it a favorite among car enthusiasts. Plus, it came with cool details like the iconic split grille and stylish decals that added to its fierce appearance. It looked like it was always ready for action. With all these fantastic features, the 1969 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am became a powerful force on the road, leaving a lasting legacy in the world of American muscle cars. It wasn't just a car, it was a symbol of performance, style, and the thrill of driving. Even today, when you see one on the road, it still turns heads and makes hearts race, reminding everyone of the amazing era of muscle cars. Number 18, 1939, Ford Deluxe. The 1939 Ford Deluxe is like a shining star in the world of cars. Imagine this sleek beauty zooming down the road, crafted by Ford during the late 1930s. It's not just any car. It's special because it perfectly mixed old-school charm with some really cool new ideas. Designed by a talented guy named E.T. Gregory, the Deluxe had some awesome features that made it stand out. Picture a shiny front grille and smooth headlights that looked like they were made just for this car. They all fit together so nicely, making the Deluxe look super classy and modern for its time. But it wasn't just about looking good. This car was also a big deal because it showed how cars were changing to be more streamlined and stylish. When you peeked under the hood, you'd find a brand new V8 engine. This powerful engine was like the heart of the car, giving it way more power than the older models. While most V8 engines back then had about 85 to 90 horsepower, the 1939 Ford Deluxe really made an impression. It combined the elegant looks of classic cars with the exciting advancements in car technology. So, whether you were admiring it from the sidewalk or taking it for a spin, the 1939 Ford Deluxe was a fantastic example of how cars were evolving, making it a true classic that still captures our hearts today. Number 19. 1987. Buick GNX. In 1987, Buick did something super special by creating the GNX, a car that changed the game for American performance cars forever. Imagine this, only 547 of these amazing cars were made, making the GNX not just any car, but a rare and powerful version of the Buick Grand National that drove the wheels from the back. Now let's talk about what made the GNX so cool. Under its shiny hood, it had a V8 engine that Buick said had 276 horsepower. But guess what? Most people thought it was even stronger than that. The GNX was a true speedster, and that was thanks to some really smart engineers who made it even better. They added some awesome upgrades to the engine, like special heads that let air flow better, a bigger turbocharger with a lightweight ceramic wheel, and a fancy dual exhaust system that made it roar. They even tweaked the engine's computer to help it run perfectly. All these cool changes helped the GNX zoom past even some of the newest Corvettes, making it a superstar in the world of fast cars. So the GNX wasn't just about being a car. It was a powerful, rare gem that showed everyone how amazing American cars could be. Number 20. 1990. Chevrolet Corvette ZR1. The 1990 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 was more than just a car. It was like a superhero of the roads. From 1990 to 1995, General Motors introduced this super-fast version of the classic Corvette, packed with amazing technology that made driving super fun. At the heart of the ZR1 was its incredible LT5 engine, a true masterpiece. This handmade 5.7-liter V8 engine wasn't just powerful. It was like a work of art with its shiny aluminum parts. It had a special 32-valve design that helped airflow better, making the car go faster than ever before. What made the ZR1 really special was how it used a double overhead cam instead of the regular pushrod system. This cool design meant it could zoom down the road at higher speeds and breathe better, giving drivers a thrilling ride that left other cars behind. The LT5 engine, developed with help from the smart folks at Lotus Engineering, could pump out an amazing 400 horsepower. All that power went straight to the back wheels through a super smooth ZF 6-speed manual transmission. The result? An exciting driving adventure that made the ZR1 a true legend on the streets.